Namaste, angels. This is going to be our full moon in Capricorn reading. This is the buck moon. Those of you who've been watching me for a while know that this is like one of my least favorite full moons because this tends to be the time of year where we begin to see more and more things like murder of young black men by police. Um, that type of thing, like the young bucks um, ending up in situations, very adverse situations to say the least. So I'm going to first look at the Ascended Masters deck and see if there are any messages from here. Going into it, the first one is trust. Second one is persistence. Third one is artistic expression. Of course, as soon as I start this, there goes my phone. Again, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I apologize if you can. Well, with this moon, we also have a lot of things closing out. With the energy of um, Saturn and Capricorn in general. There's like a lot of things closing out, but particularly in retrograde, and then Capricorn, the full moon. Full moon's about endings, so some things will be done. Especially if for you, let's say Capricorn is your 12th house, then that's like a really final ending. Of something that maybe ends in that situation. But what's nice in terms of love and relationship, and it could be all different kinds of relationships, not necessarily romantic, but of course that's on the table. But familial and friendship too is that the card that just fell out is follow your heart, and that's now in the bottom of the deck is open your heart to love. I'm just gonna get some more from here. Father, husband, brother, son, the Bucks. Two came out. The bottom of the deck is work your magic. The two cards that fell out are focus upon your strengths and crystals. Those that work with crystal magic, particularly if that's one of your strengths, that may be how you want to get through this energy, whatever that means for you. But between work your magic, crystals, and focus upon your strengths. With trust, I mean, trust is pretty straightforward. It's so something you've been trying to manifest, or that you are otherwise led to believe, guided to believe by maybe your ancestors, your angels, your guides, or somebody here on this plane, and in whom you believe. You are guided to trust. If you're feeling something about a relationship, I think that there is, again, whatever kind of relationship it is, particularly one with a male and or masculine energy, father, husband, brother, son, or love interest, mate, whatever. I think there you're supposed to really be trusting them and exercising some persistence. And the same would go to them. Then we have artistic expression, so maybe coming up with unique ways to show your emotions. And this the way that I have them laying here, the father, husband, brother, son is sort of sitting here underneath the artistic expression. It may be more so this male and or masculine energy who needs to come up with a creative way to express himself. Maybe he's not very good at expressing himself. A lot of fathers are reserved, at least of my time, very reserved, not necessarily talkative with the kids. They go to work, they come home, and they don't really have much time. At least again, that's what it used to be in my day. So that could be the case. Of course, we have a lot of fathers that are absent as well, and sometimes it is a brother who, or even a son who's, the man of your household. And so there may be a relationship with a male and or masculine figure in your life that requires healing. Maybe it's become unhealthy or toxic, maybe possibly due to lack of communication. And again, that's where artistic expression is going to come in, and or maybe somebody closing off themselves closing off their hearts, trying to turn off their emotions, despite guidance that they're receiving from on high, from the divine, again, ancestors, angels, intuition, whatever it is, however it comes into you. We have this follow your heart. So if you're guided to if there's something's been put in your heart and you're guided to trust in that, and to be persistent in following it, but you tried to close yourself off, um, to those emotions, to those feelings, to those thoughts, and not express them. This is guidance to again express them, because there is and this can be your own internal inner masculine or feminine energy with whom you need to heal a relationship to. Sometimes we've got to heal a relationship with ourselves, um, and learn to communicate with yourself, learn to speak better over yourself, put the things and thoughts and words you're putting out into the universe with regard to yourself may be negative, and so that may be something that you need to heal as well. But again, follow your heart. If you work with crystals, or you're open to working with crystals, that is suggested here. And whether that is your strength or your, go-to in terms of healing modalities, whether it is or not, like whatever is your strength or in that regard, you're going to focus upon that. So if something else, if meditation is more your speed, but you do work with crystal, then you focus on the meditation. If positive affirmations are something that you're really committed to doing every single day and you're good at it, then that's your strength, and you focus upon that. But you can still, incorporate the crystals and whatever your magic is. That is your guidance here, of what you're meant to do. So I'm happy actually that I did not see any of the cards from this deck that lead me to believe that there's going to be like death and violence, because I do have some. Although this deck is not about that at all. This is the Ascended Master deck from Doreen Virtue, so it's like one of the most PG decks, um, you know, that ever existed. But there were cards that my guides sort of marked for me, um, in this deck that meant again, you know, death, violence, horrible things happening, loss and pestilence and all that kind of stuff. So very happy to not have seen any of those. I'm going to take a look at these Kipper cards now and see if there's any message that comes from them. And then we'll do a spread from the perspective of the divine masculine with regard to the feminine for those interested in what's happening there. The final card to fall out here was change. Before that, we had coffin. Well, I think we may have had thief before that, actually, and then coffin. I'm going in backwards order. Hang on, let me start over with this. Okay, there's sudden wealth is the first card that fell out. Then pathway. Sudden wealth is card number 11, by the way. Then pathway, followed by toil and labor, which is card number 38, which equals 11. So this sudden wealth may be something that comes through some sort of work or effort that you've put in the situation. It's followed by thief. So there could be somebody, I mean, a couple weeks ago, I did a reading and I said that I was seeing something about somebody trying to take your assets, steal your assets or whatever. So that is potentially coming up here again. I'm going to add some tarot to this for clarification. But the next card is card number 19, coffin. So it's like a death card. So it could be an ending to this thief energy. Maybe you put them down somehow. You cut that off, whatever. You cut them off at the pass, and they can't access you or your assets anymore. Or if it's a legal situation, that legal situation comes to an end, and so they're now out of your life. And then the last card, as I mentioned, is change. So now things will be different going forward. Um, so if there's any clarification from the tarot about this little story. Card flipped over. It is the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is a card of betrayal, theft, maybe loss. Um, being stabbed in the back. So this person that was trying to get to you could even be somebody that was a friend or loved one, at least at some point, and you know did you wrong. But the good thing about the Ten of Swords, or the tens in general, is that it's about an ending, right? So this is like the final stage of this cycle. It goes along with the coffin. The bottom of the deck right now, I also have um well, I ended up with two piles. In the larger pile, I have the Ten of Pentacles, so that's like your assets and stuff again. And the other side, I have the World. So I'm going to put the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom because I like to put the thick. When I end up with two piles in my hand somehow, I like to put the larger one at the bottom. Anything else about this scenario? The Emperor. The Emperor for me is a card that can be about, again, father, husband, brother, son, perhaps, particularly if he's, lived a little, maybe he's middle aged, maybe even has a white beard, he's gray at this point, or gray hair, you know, um, maybe over 40, 50, might have children, might be a divorcee or a widower. I'm using the words that apply to men, but they could apply to women too. So maybe this is a female, it's a widow, might be just representative of the energy of the planet Mars, or Aries, the sign of Aries represents the sign of Aries. Also, for me, this card can be about like authority and government agencies, maybe somebody in the legal field, somebody in the military, somebody that's a policeman. For those of you who are in the United States of America, I doubt that it's tied to this based on the Kipper cards, but happy Independence Day to those who celebrate 4th of July. Could be, like I said, representative of the military. Maybe somebody's father was in the military, or was a cop, or was some sort of authority, security, or something, or a person involved in this scenario is that in one of those fields. The bottom of the deck, we do have, because I only ended up with one pile this time, we do have the Two of Cups in reverse. So again, there could be something like a divorce, or other parting of ways between loved ones. Um, Maybe that was who had been the thief, or this person who was trying to take, or maybe even, not trying to steal it from you, but felt that they were entitled to it, like, somebody who's a wife, or baby mama, baby daddy, whatever, the non-custodial parent would owe the other parent, maybe in a case, and so trying to get from you. And maybe it got excessive or something. Again, I see an end to whatever that situation is. This one popped up. It is the Six of Pentacles. I'm going to go ahead and take it. Six of Pentacles upright. So balance, and justice. Just as I was saying, balance, justice upright fell out too. Balance being restored to a situation, maybe the just or right thing, outcome occurring, and maybe again, if it was a court situation, it's in your favor. At the bottom of the deck now, we do have the Knight of Pentacles. This could represent an actual person in your life. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Could be about the Capricorn moon. Behind that, we have the Wheel of Fortune, also upright. So something is right on time. It is destined. Again, this can be something in your favor. Luck in your favor. This is representing the planet Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius, which Jupiter rules. Also, the fixed signs: Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. Behind that, also upright, we have Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers, represents the sign of Gemini. So it might be something about, again, either if it's not about a mate or former mate, it could be some other person with whom you share love, something that involves, your heart versus your head. You're sort of torn because you're emotionally tied to this person or situation. Um, then we have the Page of Wands is the next card. I mean, I guess I could keep on going like this forever. The King of Pentacles, he may be involved in this situation. Again, this is more Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, followed by another 10. So another ending. He's going to be able to lay down this burden. He's been carrying around a heavy burden, and it may have something to do with his money, with his earnings, the Three of Pentacles, or with a party of three. party of three situation could have ended. Again, a couple could have gotten divorced, and that makes it two people now only in a situation or something like that. Um, but this is also Three of Pentacles, also known to be like a direct correlation to your work, direct compensation for work. All these cards just getting better and better. We have the Empress, the Three of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Four of Wands. So something that the Sun, something that had not been working out, um, and had been in an imbalanced situation is, and maybe an unjust situation is has come full circle in your favor. It will appear for those who resonate with any of this that I'm saying. Sun just fell out. Knight of Pentacles still at the bottom of the deck. The Ten of Pentacles just fell out. One more card. Another 10. It's the Wheel of Fortune. Upright again. So that just fell out, and that completes our 6 cards. The bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. So there could be something again contractual or a commitment or something um, spiritually, some sort of spiritual change that you went through. They brought about this situation. But we have the Ten of Swords, the Emperor, the Six of Pentacles, the Sun, the Ten of Pentacles, and Major Arcana card 10, the Wheel of Fortune. So we begin with somebody who is just really down and out, um, and they have been betrayed or they have experienced some sort of loss or hurt. Um, Combinations of those maybe feel like they've been stabbed in the back by somebody that they thought they could trust. Remember, trust from the first set of cards. They could not trust this person. This person was um ultimately on together. And this doesn't have to be like something like immediate. You could have known this person for a long time. Or again, this could be a family member. So there's somebody who's been tied to you for a long time. Um, and that would make even more reason or be even more reason why you believed that you could trust them. And that would be even more reason why it would hurt that much more. Like, I had I just really had full belief in you and or in this situation. And how could you do this to me? But it's happening more and more sadly, and it happens all the time, unfortunately. Um, but what's really good for us is not only all these very positive cards, but the tens. Again, tens are about some sort of completion, and multiple tens in a spread are super super auspicious and lucky. And we have 3 here: the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, and Major Arcana card 10. Um, so again, going back to this betrayal or loss or hurt, followed by the Emperor. This could be you, us, me, um, after the betrayal, sort of taking back control of our life or regaining control of our life, and having things begin to be restored in our life. So here comes the Six of Pentacles that then again brings balance. It also is for me about like a right on time. Maybe I'm blessed with by the planet Jupiter with this Wheel of Fortune, and it's like a right on time sort of assistance, whether it comes in the form of an earth angel or it comes in the form of actual money. You're at the grocery store, you forgot your wallet, you look down, there's $100 bill on the floor, you're right on time, able to pay your bill. There's like some sort of restoration that seems to, or it potentially can come out of nowhere. So just like I was saying, the Three of Pentacles tends to be about, direct correlation and compensation for effort or work that you've put into something. The Six of Pentacles, on the contrary, can come out of nowhere, or at least seemingly come out of nowhere, because it's just like a blessing from the universe. That can be in the form of another person, like an earth angel, or some other happenstance. But it is about balancing out of energy, justice, and balance, and things being restored. If you were like getting the short end of the stick, that's going away. So then we have the Sun, which is a card that is really about clarity and joy, right? Happiness. Um, whatever was like done in the dark coming to light, things being illuminated. So maybe you getting some sort of closure on whatever this situation is. We see that this card, this Ten of Swords, it does have a lot of dark, colors in it versus the Sun, which is very bright. And so all of this darkness is illuminated by this sun. So you may come into information. Whether you come into information or not, it looks like you come into some money or some comfort, some stability, some security, some sense of security, and that's all that matters. And how that's coming about, again, pardon my phone, how that's coming about, maybe through the planet Jupiter and this, it's just your time. It's just your moment. This is about, divine timing, divine intervention, fate, luck, and karma, usually positive karma. So I'm really happy. And this is, you know what, it makes sense because I was feeling really good things about the Capricorn full moon, but I couldn't help but think like it's the buck moon, and I guess I have like at this point not a fear of it, but again, it's just my least favorite because of what tends to happen around this time of year. So I'm glad that so far at least we've only seen positive things. Now let's do um instead I would do from the masculine perspective, so let's do that. I'm only going to take these, I think, upright. The first card out is the King of Swords. Okay, we got two cards out. Maybe I won't actually use these, but we'll talk about them for a second briefly. The King of Swords and the Tower. I just heard something about Donald Trump. He's a Gemini, so he could be a King of Swords. He's already going through what he's going through, so I don't know what a tower could be in relation to him, but something may happen within the next like 2 weeks connected to Donald Trump. That's one thing. Um, there could also be some other, uh, maybe more wildfires or, like violent storms or something that comes up within the next couple weeks. Something about electricity. I hope it's not a blackout. Lord, please, no, I can't stand when that happens. Um, but I just heard something about electricity or internet not working, which might tie in with the air signs because Aquarius rules like tech and Gemini rules communication in general. All right, so I don't know what that was, but I'm gonna put these back. Speaking of communication, when I opened the deck to put these back, I opened right to the Eight of Wands. So on a smaller scale, maybe a more positive scale, somebody could get some very unexpected communication from somebody, right? It's very unexpected. It's sort of a shock. Maybe that's what the lightning bolts I was seeing was about. It's a shock that this person, reaches out to you. They may or may not be an actual air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or, it could be just someone likened to those traits or attributes. Very, maybe very stubborn and or stoic at times, sort of reserved, maybe a huge ego, particularly, if it's a male or masculine version of an air sign, but they may surprise you with some sort of communication. The bottom of the deck here have the Ace of Wands upright. So there's a new beginning, something about which we're passionate. It could be in work, or very possibly it's in work. Wands often have to do with career, travel, and of course love. All right. So we're looking for a card to represent the divine feminine in this spread. What is the divine feminine's? Okay. So we drop down from king to page. Page of Swords, divine feminine. Now we're looking for the masculine in relation to the feminine, and it could be direct. It tends to be direct relation to that feminine card, whatever came out. Oh, the Two of Cups at the bottom. Nothing fell out. The Two of Cups is at the bottom. Just flipped over. It is the Ten of Cups. So if I'm getting masculine, looking in on the feminine, maybe on the internet or something, if you guys aren't in real communication, or if you are in communication, it could be small things that he's saying or listening for you to say, um, or that he's heard you say, that is, just really putting him in the space where he'd like to, you know, um, come together with you, build a family with you, whatever that means for you. Doesn't mean you need to be trying to have a baby. This could be blended families. This could be just the two of you. Again, this could be you and your dog. Masculine is relates to himself. Where's he at? Where's his head at? Nine of Pentacles. So he's feeling, very independent and confident and successful right now, like he's been doing the work. Hope that's true. Very grounded. Masculine relates to the union or connection as a whole. Oh, okay. Despite the Two of Cups in the bottom of the deck, it's the Eight of Swords, like a fear still. And we'll pull a clarifier on that one from another deck in a moment. Overall, camera shut off randomly, but I was about to say overall, um, Six of Pentacles, but actually two cards had fallen out underneath the Six of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups. So there's an offer that um, one or the other or both would like to make to each other of love, a little small cup of love, a little token, and of balance and equity and equality. What energy the masculine would have the feminine give to the union or connection if it were up to him? We have the world in reverse. Some of the feminine, because I talked about this the other day that I had been feeling this, um, some of the feminine may have, said, I'm done. I can't take this anymore. It's a wrap. Um, and, attempted to end the connection, in the cycle. With it in reverse, there's a desire, for it to not end or an indication that it's not over. And so, with this being in the placement of the masculine, what he would have the feminine, what kind of energy he would have the feminine get to the union connection, he's saying he would want her to not have it be over. Like maybe it's time for a change, so a cycle can end, but not the connection. Something or someone's out to get me now. The camera just shut off again. I don't know why. Okay, so now I've ended up with these two piles, and Justice is on one side, upright, represents the energy of the sign of Libra. That may be what this Page of Swords is about too. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And at the bottom of the other side is still the Two of Cups, and that is still the bigger side. So I'm going to put that at the bottom. What energy the masculine himself is bringing to the union or connection at this time? Ready to give to it, offer it, put in what is he? Aww, the Queen of Cups. This is one of the most loving, emotional cards in the deck. And the Queen of Cups is offering you her cup. This person may be an actual Scorpio. Okay. If not, Cancer or Pisces or someone like into those traits or attributes. But more importantly, this is somebody who genuinely, um, you know, is a nurturer, a loving person, caring person, and wants to offer that to you. The bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles. So it may come accompanied by some sort of apology or somebody, wanting to give you a gift or take you out or something, spend money on you. Again, maybe a small token. Maybe we start out by like, can I take you out on a date? You have the Fool behind that Page of Pentacles. So this is about new beginnings, fresh start, taking a leap of faith, taking a chance. So they may be taking a chance saying like, can we maybe have coffee or something that can get us started? What the universe or God would like both archetypes, both masculine and feminine, to give to the union connection and would like to help them with. Make sure they get it accomplished. Had a couple things seem like they were going to come out, but none did. The Empress is at the bottom of the deck now. What does the universe want to help with? Hmm. I need the universe to help me with this reading if the camera keeps going off. But what came out is the Three of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So the universe wants to help with after a time of hurt, loss, separation, breakup, fighting. The universe wants to help you to come in with this new beginning. Okay. Um, Now, again, we have the world in reverse. The masculine is saying, I don't want this to be over with you. So for some, this new beginning, there's at least a hope that it's between the person on your mind and, as the masculine and or the person on your mind as the feminine. With the Ace of Cups, but it's possible also that there's a new person, or some of us are single, right? Some of us didn't have somebody, don't have a person in their mind, and we're single, but we've been hurt in the past, and that is a block, or it has become a block. It's prevented us from moving forward and maybe meeting somebody new, letting somebody in. Remember the card from earlier in the reading, open your heart, right? Follow your heart, open your heart. We had those two cards. So the universe wants to help with, mending a broken heart, moving on from hurt to an emotionally fulfilling new beginning, whether that's because of a reconciliation or because you met somebody new. At the bottom of the deck, we have the two piles here. So still the Empress on one side, but now the Knight of Pentacles on the other. So very slow moving energy, and all these, you know, court cards with the Pentacles is probably because of the Capricorn moon, right? The reading for which this is. We've seen the page. We've seen the king. We've seen the knight. Now I saw the queen. I didn't mention her. She was on, in the deck when I was doing something. I should have mentioned it, but um, we've seen all these characters. So this one is the slowest moving of all. And so whether in its apology or a second chance, again, I apologize about my phone. I'm going to check it in a second. Um, could be about a second. We have judgment behind the page of I'm sorry, the Knight of Pentacles. And judgment can be about a crossroads that you're at. It can be about a second chance. So in this case, since this is the spread between the masculine and the feminine, I'd say second chance at love. Again, maybe reconciliation with this Ace of Cups up here. Um, for me, it's about abundance that's earned. Even in the case of love, right? There's so many different kinds of abundance and, of value and worth. And love is definitely among them. And um you deserve it. Like you've put in the work and you deserve it. So the universe wants to, again, this is the placement for God, right? What does God want to help us with? The universe or God wants to help us with, um, receiving our blessings that we've earned. Behind that, we do have the moon. So again, this is the the Capricorn moon that's bringing us this energy. And speak of the Queen of Pentacles, here she is, followed by the Ten of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune again. And I put each of these cards in the deck individually before. I'm going to do that again to get them mixed up. But I had done that before. So for them to be showing up here again is pretty interesting. Okay, so we see now that, whoa! We see now that God wants to help us with healing our broken hearts and starting anew. And the card that just went flying out before I even had a chance to say anything else, we have this Eight of Wands. So there's movement, and you see on this particular Eight of Wands, there's the person on a motorcycle here, and this motorcycle's in motion. They're going someplace currently. So the movement has already started. This can be about communication. So again, if you've been out of communication, that communication can be actually coming in, or if you've been had limited communication, there's an increase. If there's been like no movement, you just silence. And again, if you're single also, and there's just been no movement in your life and silence in the area of love and romance, again, there is something starting here that you're not aware that has already begun. Somebody's already on their way to you. And it may be one of these earth signs in particular, because those are the only court cards we've seen. So again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or someone like into those traits and attributes. I don't know how I ended up with the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck, but I have. I don't even remember shuffling anymore. Oh, I had started, and that's when the Eight of Wands flew over there. So Four of Wands in the bottom of the deck now. So maybe I should accept this Eight of Wands as this card that's going to take us into the next moon. Let's see. One just flew out, but I hadn't even finished my sentence yet of what I was looking for. I just want to see if there's anything else. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, not as pretty, it's the Five of Swords in reverse. So somebody that had been conflicted, or that you had had actual conflict with. Maybe they've been arguing, fighting, maybe not on speaking terms. That's why there's limited or no communication. That's ending, all right? From the Three of Swords, we have the Four of Swords. So there is healing, um, that's in the process, or that we've already gone through in some of our cases, that's going to allow us to come to this Ace of Cups. And then in terms of the connection, or even for our own self-love and self-healing growth, that we may have to put some additional effort into this. It may require some actual work as well, and not just sort of happen. But you'll be guided, you'll be shown what work you need to do. And then, of course, there's a free will choice. Am I going to do this? Or am I going to sit on my ass and not do anything to help myself? And then that's up to you. Um, what was the card I had wanted to clarify before? Oh, the Eight of Wands, Eight of Swords, rather. That was in the position. So the masculine, I mean, I can tell you what's coming to me. The fear, the masculine's feeling about the union connection as a whole, represented by the Eight of Swords, because it's a fear of how do I re-enter, right? Or how do I enter if it's a single situation? How do I even start? How do I walk up to this man or woman? Um, and try to approach them in a romantic way, let them know how I feel about them, or that I'm interested. And if it's a reconciliation, if it's somebody coming back, particularly in the case of separation, little or no contact, how do I initiate contact? How do I start up a new conversation? How do I um, come to apologize, or make some sort of offer or commitment? So I just picked up another deck to try to clarify um, further what that Eight of Swords might be about. And we have the Ten of a Major Arcana card 10, Wheel of Fortune, on another deck upright that we're starting with. So a lot of luck is in the air. I don't know what Jupiter's up to right now. Okay, so this person is concerned about the boundaries that you have put up. Um, And for you, I would say that this card is guidance to not just drop those boundaries. If somebody's been out of your life because they hurt you, um, I'm not saying don't welcome them back in, especially with all these really positive energies here. It looks like this person genuinely cares about you, loves you, or whatever. But you may want to still keep up some of the boundaries, or say, okay, you can come back in, but this is what I'll tolerate. This is what I won't tolerate. Yeah. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the high priestess, who's a decision maker, and she thinks about stuff like this. She's probably been thinking about it already. Behind her is the chariot, so she probably already senses that there's going to be movement, that there's going to be a coming together. Behind the chariot is the Six of Cups, you know. Um, so that's soulmate energy, that's past life energy. She probably already senses, as the high priestess, there's going to be movement in the situation. I better start thinking about how I feel about it, and whether or not I'm going to, welcome this person back in or not. And again, I wouldn't tell you either way what to do, but the cards are suggesting, you know, you may have been left by this person to like go it alone and carry the burden alone. The bottom of the deck now, we have the the Tower in reverse, followed by another Ace of Cups. So something happened, followed by another Page of Pentacles. get an offer or an apology or something. One more card for this Eight of Swords. The masculine's feeling about the union or connection as a whole. Oh my God. Well, okay, so the card that came out that noticed came out is the Six of Swords. So again, moving into calmer, stiller waters from a place that had been conflict. Five of Swords. Okay, had been conflict, had been fighting. Things had not been going well between you. He wants to change that, but he's afraid, right? Or he still feels stuck in some situation, and not knowing how do I make the move. But this is what um, he's wanting to do. Then move forward. This is more movement. Six of Swords is a card that's in motion. Can also be about actually traveling to visit you, or have you, travel to them or meet them halfway or whatever, because it's that much movement. We've also seen the Chariot too. It's another card of that much movement. But what I just said, oh my God, like what is because guess who found their way also out of the deck and was hiding underneath that Six of Swords? The King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles once again. This happened the other day, in the weekly reading. He showed up unexpectedly. So this is somebody who, very well wants to provide for you, wants to, offer you security and stability in a real relationship that can go the distance. This could be your, life partner, like for the rest of your life. And with the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups, may in fact be like soulmate. With all of these major arcana card, Wheel of Fortune could definitely be, you know, this is divine timing, it's divinely guided, it's a divine union. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Hangman. So there's been a change of perspective, or we're in the process of changing perspectives, or he's in the process of changing perspectives and getting everything figured out and sorted out. And now let's look at some cards that are just about money. I should have shown you, beginning with the Magician at the bottom of the deck, followed by the Ten of Pentacles. So we're off to a nice start already. See the Hierophant here. Somebody could, enter some sort of contract that is lucrative. Oh, goodness. Six of Wands. We have the Seven of Pentacles that just flew out. With the Ace of Wands in the bottom of the deck. Somebody could be getting a new job or promotion, doing some travel for their career, which may broaden their, horizons. Queen of Pentacles. So she's successful. She's putting her energy, money, time into comfortability, right? Maybe working on her home, perhaps remodeling, redecorating, replacing something that's broken. Kind of Cups, the bottom of the deck. Ace of Wands on this side. On the bigger stack, I'm going to put the Ace of Wands back at the bottom. Six of Cups. With the Six of Cups, could be something that you've planned, a goal, or something that you've had for a long time that you could be accomplishing now by way of your finances or business or career path. Also, if you are interested in like stocks and stuff, then this is a good time to, um, maybe buy some that has something to do with your past or your childhood. Um, a lot of times I get toy companies with this card. I've recommended in the past Hasbro that has worked out for people. Um, I'm not saying to buy Hasbro now. I'm just saying, like, giving you an example. Um, Mattel might be good, but anyway, something from your childhood if you're interested in buying stocks and bonds. Look for two more, but we're doing real well so far in terms of finances, assets, work. The Two of Pentacles, you may have your choice between, different things that you could do in order to accomplish one. Maybe a choice between jobs, a choice between, offers, and you're picking. Could also just be having a lot on your plate. You're doing a lot of work. You're juggling stuff because you're just that busy and things are just flowing that well. Ace of Wands still at the bottom of the deck. Again, very positive for career. One more. You're not gonna fucking believe this, I swear. Guess who it is that just flipped over and came out? The King of Pentacles yet again. So now also we have both the King and the Queen sitting here at the same time. It could be something about a soulmate group, a couple that comes together maybe in business, or maybe just your union creates abundance and wealth for you, or leads to abundance and wealth for you, because that can be what happens. We could be sitting back so afraid, like, of good with this person. How can I get with them? I don't have enough money, or they're gonna think this of me, that of me, less of me, and I don't measure up, and all that kind of stuff. And the truth is that that's just like, the negative, the devil, trying to keep you apart. Because if you do come together, this is what's meant to happen between divine beings, right? They're just like instant power couples, very lucrative. Um, whatever they touch turns to gold, and they grow stuff together, they build stuff together. I was just envisioning the number eight. It's like the infinity symbol, the number eight, but of course, like the supreme math, eight means build, destroy. So like if you're not contributing, you're taking away. Um, this is two people that will be contributing to each other, right? Building with each other. Very, very beautiful energy. At the bottom of the deck, the Queen of Abundance, the Empress, okay? Venus, ruler of love and money, or of all abundance. Beneath her, or behind her, the Four of Wands. So I say love is good. Love is looking good. That it looks like there has been some hurt again involved in some situations, whether it's hurt with the person that's currently on your mind, or that you're currently dealing with, or hurt from the past that have prevented you from moving forward. But it looks like there's movement in that area. Wherever you stand, in terms of that, there's movement in that area for us all to, get closer to our destiny with regard to love and our life mate. um in terms of money, there is, it's all positive here. The Six of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles. So some money that was something that you've been waiting for. With the sitting next to the Six of Wands, this could be something having to do with like a legal case or something too, or something, some money that was held up, that's due to you, that's owed to you, that's finally coming. The Six of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Two of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. All these pentacles when you're doing a money spread. I mean, I couldn't ask for, with the Empress in the bottom of the deck, no less. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better financial spread, or abundance spread. So that's the love, that's the money. The love looks good, the money looks good, and our guidance from our ancestors, and these Hindu masters also looks good. Again, work with crystals, and there may be a relationship with a masculine energy, at least one. If it's not your own inner masculine, I mean, you may have to work on your own inner masculine. um, but if it's not that, if it's something external, someone external to you, it could be father, brother, husband, son, mate, love interest, that with whom you have to heal, um, a relationship in order to move forward. Like it's an obstacle in your life. You know, people with daddy issues, mommy issues, for example, it's that sort of thing. You got to work through this situation in order to be able to move forward. But you know, you will move. We look like we're moving forward. There were so many cards of movement: Ace of Wands, Chariot, Six of Swords. Again, someone may be traveling to visit you. That could be unexpected. It could come with the Tower, and maybe this King of Pentacles show up at your door. I don't know. I said this one time. It wasn't. I don't remember if it was specifically the King of Pentacles, but I said this one time that, you know, the person may just like show up, I'm in your city or knock at your door or something. And so many people called to tell me that that had happened to them. And then it happened to me also. Um, my ex was in town for work and we weren't even talking. I had him blocked on like every possible way. And he called me from like another number and kept calling until I finally said, okay, fine, I'll meet you. But you know, it just happens. And that's I'm getting that something like that could happen in this scenario as well for somebody or for some of us. So I hope that you have a good 2 weeks, and I'll be back with the next moon energy, which is going to be what um the Cancer new moon, right? Yeah, so that should be good too. Okay, namaste.